Meta AI is the personal AI that's tailored to you, now with its very own app. It's built to get to know you, offering helpful answers and inspiration. Looking for something to add to your bucket list? Meta AI goes beyond traveling the world. It remembers you're a basketball fanatic and suggests you attend one of the playoff games. Just start typing or speaking to get the answers you need, wherever and whenever, because Meta AI is your personal AI. Download the Meta AI app, now available on the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Lights, camera, innovation. Walt Disney Studios chose advanced 5G solutions from T-Mobile for Business to transform the movie-making process. Together, we kept a remote production hub in Hawaii in sync with a team in California to bring Lilo and Stitch to theaters this summer. This is picture-perfect collaboration. This is Walt Disney Studios with T-Mobile for Business. Take your business further at T-Mobile.com/now.
Is Zoe's Daily 30 supplement possibly the most scientific way to support your gut? Well, we think so. And let's be honest, in midlife, we need to be thinking about our gut health.
With Daily 30, Zoe have created a whole food gut supplement featuring over 30 hand-picked plants high in fibre that easily fits in with your day. You can add it straight to the meals and snacks you love, no steps required. Handy when you are already juggling brain fog and a million other things.
Daily 30 isn't a synthetic green powder or probiotic. Nope, it's far better because it has whole ingredients and is packed with fibre and is good for gut health and digestion. And by the way, whenever we talk about what Daily 30 can do, UK laws require us to say that it's a natural source of calcium, which supports digestion, and copper, which supports daily energy.
Eating 30 plants a week is the more up-to-date advice than eating 5 fruit and veg a day. Diversity is king, and when you grind plants to powders, it destroys their food matrix. But Daily 30 is a whole food gut supplement.
Lastly, and in our opinion, most importantly, it actually tastes great, unlike most supplements. And we use it to top it off our lunches. We put it on salad, scrambled eggs, on a bowl of yogurt and berries.
And my favourite thing is to sprinkle it on poached eggs and avocado toast.
Basically, we're obsessed with it and we use it on everything that we can.
Ready to make Daily 30 your new healthy habit? Well, head over to zoe.com/daily30 to start this week.
All 40ish listeners will get 10% off, plus you'll get a free Zoe tin and magnetic scoop with your order.
Go to zoe.com/daily30 and use promo code 40ish10.
That's zoe.com/daily30 and use promo code 40ish10. Hello everybody, welcome to 40ish. I'm Nicole Goodman.
And I'm Lauren Mishcon. This is the podcast that navigates what? The joys?
Well, just being middle-aged. Navigate being middle-aged. The truth and the relatability and the realness of being middle-aged.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's what we talk about here.
That's it.
We don't talk about from an expert point of view or from a doctor point of view or from a health point of view. We just talk about the real stuff.
Like the real middle-aged people of London. Like the real housewives of midlife.
Yeah.
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 But that's a franchise for you.
Without the kind of Birkins and the holidays and the diamonds and the drama and the plastic surgery and all of that.
We sometimes have drama.
We don't often have plastic surgery.
No.
Never.
I don't, and I don't tend to.
Me neither. Do you know what else? We've got a subscription.
Oh, we have. We have. It's on Apple Podcasts. Please come over to there. We would absolutely love to have you. And you just go into Apple. You'll see it there when you come onto 40ish, and you can get all shows ad-free, this show and Self-Care Club. You get bonus episodes and you get early access.
All for the price of a cup of coffee.
Yep.
So come join us. We'd love to have you.
We really would. Come and be part of our club.
What is the most 40ish thing that's happened to you this week, Nicole Goodman?
Well, you know, like everything is just everything. Everything that happens is me being in my late years of 40.
Well, you can only be where you can be.
Yeah, exactly. How very profound.
Thank you. Thank you.
We went to see Mel Robbins.
Yes, you and I.
You and we went to see Mel Robbins in London. She was doing one day only. You got us tickets. I didn't really want to go, did I? I wasn't that excited. You were so shocked that I didn't want to go.
I booked these tickets in February. I sat in the reception of the hotel on my phone for over an hour. I thought, I'll never get them. And I waited for the countdown. I got them and I was so excited. And I was like, you're never going to believe it. I've got us tickets to Mel Robbins. And you were like, meh.
I was.
I couldn't believe it.
I really was.
The world's #1 podcaster. And how was that show? Yeah, the size says it all.
It was very meh.
It was very mid, as my children would say.
It was so mid. In fact, it was less than mid. But it seems that we are the only people that have walked away feeling a bit meh about it.
No. I spoke to my friend who we happened to see in the queue, and she was like, nah. Come on, mate. I don't know a lot about Mel Robbins, but I do know that you don't trot your kids out to play guitar in the middle of your podcast show.
If you don't know who Mel Robbins is, she is one of the biggest podcasters in the world. She is an American coach. And she says it how it is, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's a motivational speaker, but like one of the best.
Yeah, and she wrote a book called The Let Them Theory, and it's just gone like, I think it's the fastest selling self-improvement book of all time.
On Amazon, yeah. I think
something
that's what
like
she
that.
said. Sold 5 million copies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So she's a big hit. So there was, and she came on and she's talking about all the fun we're going to have and all the things we're going to do and all the things that you're going to learn about and all the ways in which you're going to walk out of here feeling amazing. And,
it's going to change your life, what you're going to learn tonight.
In the next 2 hours.
But, I didn't learn much listening to her 25-year-old daughter talking about her gap year in Cambodia and how she came back poor and unemployed because, hello, welcome to the world, 25-year-old.
So she basically brought out her family.
Yeah.
It's like her family travelled with her and then I was being schooled by a 26-year-old and then a 23-year-old.
Who played a song for us on her guitar.
And she talked about comparison. She was a comparison expert. Whatever. I do not need to be schooled by her children. I didn't come here to be coached by your kids. I came here to listen to you. Anyway, my 40-ish thing was this. Mm-hmm. Right at the beginning, she gave you a tote bag with a notebook in it.
She did.
And you had to write, I think the saying was, this year I'm going to.
This is the year that I will ...
Yeah.
And she gave you a pen and a pad that said, if no one else tells you today, remember I love you.
It was a bit cheesy.
Do you think?
I do, yeah. I do think it was a bit cheesy.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was cute.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is the year that I will. So we all had to write it down in our notebooks and then you had to finish the sentence for yourself.
That's right.
And I turned to Lauren and I said, I was thinking of all the things that are going to happen to me this year. And I said to Lauren, this is the year that I'm going to probably lose all my friends due to my
never-ending rage.
Mood swings. Yeah.
Just before we dive into your dilemmas, a quick disclaimer: we are not doctors or healthcare professionals. So if there is an issue that you are seriously struggling with, please contact a qualified expert. What is our first dilemma? Nicole Goodman, in brackets, Mrs.
I don't think you've ever said that to me. Hi, love the podcast, long time listener, first time complainer. Mm-hmm. Here we go. I want to talk about foreplay and initiation.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to talk about this on the podcast.
Come on, I want to hear her rant.
So I've been married for 22 years.
Yep.
And I need to talk about my husband's idea of initiating intimacy. And I use the word initiating very loosely. God.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay. Yeah.
Here's what happens. We get into bed. We both do our nightly doom scroll. Maybe one of us mentions how bloated we feel. The other one might mention how we really must book in the MOT. You know, the usual sexy stuff. And then just as I'm drifting off, I feel the elbow. Just a gentle nudge to my ribs. No words, no eye contact, no cuddling and kissing. Just elbow.
Okay.
That is so rubbish.
Okay.
Apparently, that's the signal, she says. That's his version of seduction now. No seductive words or any words at all, just elbow. Unless I count the one night he lit one scented candle. Well, that's quite good. And gave me a look like he's summoned the sex gods. I don't respond or pretend to be asleep or, God forbid, say I'm tired. He does this dramatic sigh and rolls over like I've just rejected some grand romantic proposal. So I guess my question is this. Is this normal? Is this just what happens after 2 decades of marriage? And if it is, should I start elbowing back if I am up for it? Is that where we are now? Anyway, love you guys. Please help, JH.
Okay. Her questions are what? Is this normal? Well, I mean, everyone has their own shorthand, don't they, in a long-term marriage?
I have to tell you, yes.
And you always say to me that you know if you're going to have sex in the morning. Like, you don't need it to be like it suddenly is a thing at night. Like, you already know in the morning if it's going to happen or not happen. I don't agree with that, but, you know, everyone's different.
My kids told me the other day, because there was a TikTok video of us and I was talking about being in a thong. I think I mentioned it on here or on Self Care Club. I don't know, somewhere. Yeah. And they were like, please, Mum, please, just stop, please. I said, well, I can't really stop.
Stop hosting a podcast.
Stop with the thong and the sex and just stop.
I mean, the sex is what got them here in the first place, so they'll have to get over that. Just tell them what I do. We only did it 3 times and we didn't like it.
I do.
Yeah. Just
I do say that.
Yeah.
I do say that. Yeah, but now I'm being asked what's normal, which would require me to delve into my own sex life, which I'm not actually willing to do.
We don't have to delve into your own. We can just say, I think in a long-term marriage, there is a shorthand that couples often do. And also, after 22 years of marriage, do you need a whole seduction piece? Do you need the...
Yes.
Do you?
Yes. Don't you?
No.
You don't need a whole seduction thing. You don't need a bit more of an effort than an elbow. Come on. You're happy with an elbow?
An elbow. I mean, she calls it elbow. I would call it like a friendly nudge. It's the equivalent of a wink, isn't it?
You're okay with this? You think this is okay and an acceptable way to seduce your wife or /husband /partner?
I'm not like loving it, but I'm also not okay with it. I feel a bit like, what does she want at this point?
She wants seduction.
So she wants to get into bed, talk about how bloated they are, talk about the MOT, and then...
No, I don't think she
what
wants...
does she want
I don't
after
think
that?
she wants to talk about how bloated she is, and I don't think she wants to talk about the MOT. No one wants to talk about the MOT, A.
Never want to talk about the MOT.
B, nobody wants to be bloated, let alone talk about it.
No. But, you know...
And C, nobody wants a fucking elbow in the back ribs to say, okay, it's time for sex now. It's not great.
I don't think that's what he's saying. Okay,
yes,
it's time for sex now. I think he's saying, hey, are you up for it?
Hey. You watch Sirens?
I have. hey. But also, maybe she could say to him, dude, I'm not into the elbow. If you want to do it, maybe ask. Maybe use your words.
I think he could put in a little bit more effort than a couple of words or an elbow.
But after the elbow, you don't know what happens after that. That's just his way of saying, hey, are you up for it?
I'm going to assume, because she's written into us to complain about it, that not much is happening after the elbow. Because she's fucked off about it.
Oh, I didn't get that vibe. I just get the vibe that she doesn't like his initiation ceremony.
There isn't a ceremony.
The ceremony is
there isn't a ceremony. Oh, come on. No, there is no way. There is no
What's
way.
appropriate then?
Something a bit more sensual, something a bit more tactile, something a little bit more sweet, thoughtful, seductive, sexy.
I feel like I'd find that kind of annoying. I would.
I wouldn't. Why would you find that annoying?
Well, like,
you'd prefer an
like,
elbow.
Get into bed, talk about the MOT, and then they're
forget
like,
the MOT.
Hi.
Forget the MOT. I think she was just using it as an example of like we're having mundane, everyday chat.
We all get into bed and have really boring chats about things, don't we? Don't we?
I mean, often by the time I get into bed, Adam is half asleep. So,
but even so, you can still manage a very dull chat about the logistics of the next day,
or the logistics of the household.
That's what I mean. And that's quite hard to then turn into some sweet talking seduction affair. It's quite hard to flip that narrative.
Like I said to you, I think these things, I've said it to you before, I think they need a bit more planning. I think when you've been married for 22 years, I think it needs to be a little bit more planned and a little bit more thought about, a lot more thought about. If the elbow is not okay, and I cannot believe that you think it is.
I think it's okay, but I don't think it's not okay.
I do.
I just think it's his way of asking.
I know it is his way of asking if you are up for
Yeah.
it. It's juvenile and it's not very nice.
It's a very long marriage.
So doesn't mean he has to. Doesn't mean that he has to. No.
I don't think you always need to roll out the red carpet. It's just sex. It's just sex. It's just sex.
I think there's a big difference between an elbow and rolling out the red carpet. There is a lot in between. There is.
Yeah, okay, there's things in between.
There are things in between.
It's not the worst thing I've ever heard. That's what I'm saying.
She's not saying it is. I think you're being very extreme about it. She's saying, is this normal? Should I expect something better? I'm a bit fucked off about it. Am I going mad? Do I need to put up with this, or should he be making a little bit more of it? I think her questions are completely valid. Her complaints are completely valid.
And I would say to her, use your words and tell him to use his. Just explain. Elbowing me in the ribs is not a turn on for me. How about you try X, Y, or Z?
Yeah. Come on.
What was he doing before the elbow? That's
Talking
what I'd
about
like
the
to know.
fucking T.
No, I meant in the years before the elbow.
Probably more than that.
Do you think?
To get to 22 years of marriage. He didn't start out with an elbow. And I can tell you now.
No one starts out with an elbow.
The first time they had sex, there was no elbow.
No one.
There was no elbow.
No one starts with an elbow.
No. So don't end with one.
I think this is very standard.
Yeah.
Unless you're the kind of...
Standard.
Yeah.
But also not okay.
Unless you're the couple who diarizes.
I don't know any of those couples.
But you probably do. They've just probably haven't told you.
Well, why would they tell me?
Exactly.
I don't ask
but
anybody.
You probably do know couples who do that.
Do you do that?
I don't actually do that, but I'm not against the concept
I'm not
of doing
either.
that.
I'm not either.
Because, I'll tell you why. I used to think it was a bit weird. I used to think it was a bit like, no, you don't schedule in sex. And then I was listening to some podcast or other, and they were like, this is a nonsense, this whole issue around scheduling sex. Because if you think about it, when you were dating this person in the first place, you knew you didn't live together, but you were seeing each other. Let's say you saw them on a Tuesday night and a Thursday night. You knew perfectly well that you'd be going out for dinner or whatever you're doing, and then you'd be having sex. So essentially, you were scheduling sex for Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's just then you started living together, got married, had kids.
You didn't need to schedule it
anymore.
And
you didn't need to because you were in the same place. Yeah. But actually, the scheduling worked because when you scheduled those dates, you had the sex.
But that's like saying to schedule a date night, isn't it?
Yeah, but sometimes you come back from the date night and you've had a bit too much to drink, or you are a bit bloated,
Yeah,
or you are a
very
bit
bloated,
tired, or a
yeah.
child needs an email sending, or you've got to pay a babysitter, or, you know.
Yeah. Or someone needs cowpole, or like the dog's diary.
Done a wig.
It's like
then
mood
it doesn't
killer.
Feel so sexy
No.
by the time you get upstairs.
No.
If you've shopped online, chances are you've bought from a business powered by Shopify. You know that purple Shop Pay button you see at checkout? The one that makes buying so incredibly easy? That's Shopify. And there's a reason so many businesses sell with it, because Shopify makes it incredibly easy to start and run your business. Shopify is the commerce platform behind 10% of all e-commerce in the US. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/promo. Go to shopify.com/promo.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
Imagine this. The best pasta sauce you have ever tasted sits abandoned on a plate. Wasted sauce. That is a tragedy. If only you had used Barilla al Bronzo pasta. Its bronze-cut texture holds your sauce and scoops up every last drop. The Italians call that scarpetta. Capture sauce the Italian way. Barilla al Bronzo. Click or tap the banner to find out more.
Your burger is served, and this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. Its sweet profile perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger.
That is one perfect combination. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
Come on then.
So I was in the supermarket.
Yeah.
In the banana aisle.
Yeah, I can see, yeah.
Because
you've written that
I don't
down.
know
Banana
why,
aisle.
but like in my house, I feel like I buy about 20 bananas a week and they're gone 3 days later. Do you feel like you go through a lot of bananas?
I either go through all the bananas immediately or I go through no bananas. I said this to you the other day with the apples.
Oh, the apples.
The apples are either gone, hupped. Everyone's had an apple. Everyone needs an apple.
Yeah.
Apples are gone.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
apples will sit in my fridge for weeks on end until I chuck them away.
Yeah.
What's that about?
I don't know.
It's either or.
And with and avocados, I feel like
Avocados.
they're
yes.
too hard, they're too hard, they're too hard. You go upstairs and blow
Mouldy.
dry your hair, you come down, it's off.
Yeah.
What's that about?
What is that about?
You have about a 40-second window where you can eat the avocado.
And also,
otherwise it's brown.
I either have 20 avocados
or no avocados. Or you
have
have 2 avocados and you get really excited for the avocado and you open the avocado,
you're
it's
like,
off.
oh no, it's off.
Anyway, I'd run out of bananas again. This seems to be a problem. However many I buy, it's never enough. Now I've started giving the puppy half a banana in the morning, so she's adding to the banana usage. Anyway, I'm in the aisle, the banana aisle, and there's a man standing next to me, a midlifer like you and me, and he's chatting away. And
Chatting
to
you.
And I'm
About
like,
what?
I'm like, oh, sorry, because I'm not paying any attention. I'm looking at bananas. I'm sorry, what? And he went, oh, I'm really sorry. I was talking to myself. And I said, I'm so glad you said that because I talk to myself all the time in supermarkets. It's not just you. And we ended up having this whole chat about how it's okay to talk to yourself in the supermarket. I felt so seen. And you know what was so nice?
What was he talking about?
He was just talking to himself.
No, about what? Bananas?
I couldn't really hear, which is why, probably the bananas, which is why I was like, I'm sorry, what? What did you say? He felt so kind of validated and he felt like he was normal. And I felt so seen because I met a fellow midlifer who also talks to themselves in the supermarket. You know what? It was
You've now said it. I'm sorry.
a beautiful
I'm going to have
moment.
to interrupt just for a moment.
Why?
Because you've said it twice now and I don't really feel I can let it go a third time.
What?
You don't just talk to yourself in the supermarket. You just talk to yourself.
Okay, I do.
Do you talk to yourself in the car? You talk to yourself in the kitchen a lot.
How do you know? Because if you're there, then I'm talking to you.
You're not though. You mutter to yourself. You mutter.
I do.
Yeah, you do. So it's not just in the supermarket.
No, but especially in the
And
supermarket.
I feel like you've fed him a lie.
You mean I fed him a lie?
You misrepresented yourself because you were like, oh, I talk to myself in the supermarket too.
No, I
in
just
the
said to him-
supermarket words are irrelevant because you just talk to yourself.
No, I think I said to him, I talk to myself all the time. It's okay. It's
What was he
normal.
talking about?
I couldn't hear. He was muttering to the bananas. Probably like, you're not ripe, you look ripe, you haven't
So
got
he actually
enough.
wasn't talking to himself, he was talking to the bananas.
I don't know. I just heard him muttering. I thought he was talking to me, and then I thought, don't talk to a woman in the banana aisle. It's problematic. But he wasn't talking to me, so it was fine.
Well, he was eventually. Maybe
Well,
that's
yeah.
his chat up line. It's his chat up line. He wasn't talking to himself.
He really, really just, it wasn't a chat up
How do you
vibe.
know? I reckon you would miss those signals.
I may miss many signals, but those I
reckon if some bloke in the supermarket, a fellow midlifer, was chatting to himself in the banana aisle, I mean, what could he possibly be saying? It was a total ruse to get to talk to you.
It wasn't.
It was. It was.
I mean, that's very nice.
So basically what's now happened here's what's happened. You're being chatted up in the banana section of the supermarket and you have just confessed that you talk to yourself and then he's like, fuck that. I thought she was hot. She looked around my age.
That's so rude.
I'm leaving now. How long was he talking to you for after that?
It wasn't a very long conversation.
No, did he get up and leave? Oh, there's a very attractive young woman. Sorry, there's a very attractive woman. I'm going to see if I can try my luck with her. So he probably was talking to you.
I think he was actually there first, to be fair to him. And I sauntered along.
Oh, so you were chatting him up?
I really wasn't talking to him.
No.
I mean, that has happened to me once when I didn't realise someone was chatting me up. I just wasn't cute.
At what point
it.
did you realise?
Well, I met a man. I was very much married. I met a man and he was really nice and we got on really well. And we chatted. We were chatting away at a party. And he was like a friend of a friend. So it was like just a friend thing. And
I know exactly what you're going to say. Is this the guy that tried to kiss you?
No. He asked me if I would like to
buy some bananas.
He asked me if I would like to go on a dog walk with him to the woods. And I was like, oh. So I went home and I said to Ollie, oh, blah, blah, blah's asked me.
This wasn't that long ago because I remember you telling me about
blah,
this.
Blah, blah's asked me if I want to go and walk the dog with him. And he was like, oh, I didn't know he had a dog. What kind of dog does he have? I was like, he doesn't have a dog. And he went, okay. He doesn't want to go on a dog walk with you. I was like, what? Anyway, I rang up my friend, a man, and I was like, blah, 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 has texted me and said,
he texted you after?
Yeah.
Oh,
blah, blah,
why
blah.
did he have your number?
We had each other's numbers because he was a friend of a friend. Well, that wasn't a weird thing. Then I asked my male friend.
Was he
I was
married?
Like, no. I asked my male friend, blah, blah, blah's texting me and he asked if I wanted to walk the dog. And he was like, oh, what kind of dog does he have? I said, that's what Ollie said. He doesn't have a dog. And he went, Lauren, he doesn't want to walk the dog with you. He wants to fuck with you. I was like, oh, no.
Why would that be?
Of course he doesn't want to do that.
Why? Of course he doesn't. You're an attractive
He
woman.
was like, let me put it to you this way. If you go out and walk Barker with this man and all of a sudden in the middle of the walk he pushes you against a tree and tries to touch your boobies, what would you do? I would be like, no, we're just walking the dog. And he was like come on, get a grip. He doesn't have a dog. Like over my head. Honestly, I had no clue. Anyway, we didn't walk Barker.
But even if he had a dog,
yeah,
it's weird.
It's not weird to go on a dog walk with someone with their dog.
I went on a walk with an old friend the other day.
It's so normal to walk dogs
but he's
together.
an old friend and I hadn't seen him for a while and he wanted to ask me something.
Right.
So we went for a walk.
Anyway, we didn't walk Barker together and that was the end of that because then I was really worried. Like, what if he did push me up against a tree and touch my boobies? It would be really embarrassing. So
embarrassing? It'd be
didn't
more
happen.
than embarrassing.
It'd be really awkward.
Highly inappropriate.
And awkward.
Non-consensual? I mean, there's a lot of problems with that. A lot.
Anyway, should we get on to our next dilemma?
Yeah.
Hi, Lauren. Hi, Nicole. Hi. I have a dilemma that I don't think you have dealt with before. I've lost my friend to Jesus.
Oh, God. We haven't dealt with that before.
I am 47. I recently went on a weekend spa break with some girlfriends. Our WhatsApp group for our trips away is called Air Bitch and Bitch. I love that.
Oh,
like
Airbnb.
Basically, everyone pretends that they're going to relax, but ends up ordering wine at lunchtime and gets drunk in a robe, having a solid bitch by 3 p.m. and then a nap. That sounds amazing.
Oh, dreamy.
Some years ago, a girl in our group got so wasted that she fell asleep during a treatment and kept muttering, "Where are my crisps?" Her nickname ever since has been Walkers. My friend recently moved towns and started going to church because her husband encouraged it, and now she is really into it, like really into it. Whilst we were away, she asked if we could change the WhatsApp group name to Girls Weekend Away. And
oh, God. Oh, so she's become like a proper Christian.
And she asked us all privately to join her in only calling walkers by her real name and then quoted something about kindness from the Bible.
Oh.
She ordered a jug of mocktail for the table at lunch because she said that she felt our rowdiness caused by alcohol was not very becoming. This was a girl who back in the day used to wear a bikini top and cowboy boots to the pub as a legit daytime outfit. I really like my friend, but now that Jesus wants her for a sunbeam, she is a lot less fun. We are seriously considering not including her on our next trip. Thoughts, please. Tricky. Got any religious friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
And also one of my closest friends, she wasn't. And then she met her now husband. I mean, they've been married for 25 years. And he was very religious.
Right.
So it was either
his way or the highway.
Well, she either had to embrace his lifestyle or not. It wasn't going to work otherwise, because he was always has been, and it still is, a very religious man. And she's very religious now.
Okay. I mean, I found surprisingly, when I met one of my friends who is very religious, that she was subversively so naughty. Like, you know how you always say that I'm a little bit naughty? She would like sneak Marlboro lights in the car.
But what's wrong with that? It's not against the religion.
Nothing. But what I'm saying is, I had this preconceived idea.
You believe people are wholesome.
Yeah.
No, my friend's not wholesome.
She was not wholesome.
My friend's not wholesome.
She was like a bad girl.
Well,
who
what?
lived by the rules. Yeah, she was.
I think
and
you
I
can
love
be
that.
religious and still be adventurous and
fun.
still have a wild spirit.
And be very fun.
Yeah.
She was very
Those
fun.
two absolutely coexist, which they absolutely coexist with my friend. She's loads of fun.
Yeah.
She's more fun than me. In fact, she says that I'm really boring because I go to bed early.
My friend was also really fun.
So I think that this friend, unfortunately, it's not the religion that's making her boring. It's the way in which she is responding to it.
Do you think maybe because it's a new thing, she's really leaning in?
But the thing is that just because that's your way, it doesn't mean that you should put that on others. How other people live and how other people think and how they behave and the nicknames they want to give their mates is up to them. You can't take that away from them. I don't think you should not invite her. I think you need to have a conversation with her, one-on-one. Like, look, obviously there's been big changes for you and I'm really supportive of it, and I'm so happy that you're getting so much from your religion now, and I really support it. I'm going to ask that you don't ask me not to change my behaviour just because something's shifted for you.
Well, maybe what will happen is, as this goes on, that she might feel like this girl gang, bitch and bitch, is just not for her anymore, and she will naturally move away from them if she doesn't feel like it's a lifestyle that she wants to follow.
When you get very into something, it's like all consuming, and it might calm down a bit.
Yeah, it might.
But like, I exercise a lot, but it doesn't mean that I'm the authority on how people should move their body and if they should exercise, and I ram it down their throats. I mean, I did say that to my friend the other day. I did say, you need to exercise. She's like, yeah, I know. But I don't like if we all go away and I want to go for a run and no one else wants to go for a run, then I'll just go for a run. I don't throw it on people. I don't think I throw it on people. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's got different lifestyles. We've just all got to support each other and accept each other for who we are and what we do.
But if they go on their bitch and they want to get pissed and call her walkers, and they feel like they can't really do those things because it's being frowned upon, that's also not much fun.
But I think it needs a conversation. And I think it would clear itself up.
Would you change the name of the WhatsApp group?
No, I wouldn't. And I would talk to her about it. And it's an awkward conversation, but no. Why? Just because something's shifted for you, it doesn't mean that it's shifted for the rest of us. And I don't think we all have to move in the direction you're moving in. Like, we all just need to accept each other. And if you're not comfortable with the name of the group, come off the group.
Oh, it's a tricky one.
It is, but I don't believe that they should all bend over backwards to accommodate her because she's suddenly had this life transformation. I think that she needs to accept that they haven't, and they're good, and that she should just do her thing.
Imagine if Jesus was your midlife breakdown. I mean, there are worse things.
It's tricky because I'm Jewish, so it would cause a lot of other issues.
It would be new.
Yeah.
But you know,
very surprising.
There are worse things that can happen to you than finding Jesus in midlife. I mean, I don't even know if that's a breakdown. It might be a break up. A glow up.
Breakthrough.
Yeah.
I'm sure
maybe this is her crisis.
I'm sure it is for her.
Like, in a good way. Maybe she's like, I'm halfway through my life. I want to live the rest of it
to have meaning,
wholesomely, walking hand in hand with our Lord and Saviour. You know, maybe that's how she feels.
Which is amazing. And I am totally here for that. What I'm not here for is trying to change other people's behaviours because it no longer suits you. It's not okay. They're old friends of yours.
Awkward. An awkward chat.
It is awkward.
Good luck. Good luck to you, St. Mary.
Well, I mean, that's my
them.
opinion anyway, as in to talk to her. What would you do?
I would find that a really difficult thing to talk about because I'd want to say, you know what? I'm really glad you found Jesus, but you're a right boring cow now. You know?
But, you know, with some friends you can say
what
that.
What happened to you?
Some friends you can say
Where
that
have
to.
you gone?
You would say it to me.
Where have you gone?
You'd be like, you are so fucking boring. What is going on with you? That is what you would say. Do I need to worry?
I don't think I would say to you, you are so fucking boring. I think that is quite insulting. I would never say that to you.
You would in the
I
way...
would be like, why are you in the synagogue all day and not on the paddle court? What's happening here? Is something happening here?
Do I need to worry about this?
Yeah. Is this a thing now? And you'd be like, I'm sorry, I can't go out with you on Saturday because I'm keeping the Shabbat. And I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, but also it's like,
are?
but I can't, and I would really prefer it if you kept the Shabbat. Like, how would you feel about that?
Oh, and I can't come round to your house anymore because you've got chorizo in your fridge.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what? What do you mean?
It's a non-kosher meat for those wondering.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And why have you got your milk and your bacon in the same, you know? I don't know.
It's hard.
I would wonder what was going on with you.
But wouldn't you just talk to me about it?
Well, I would say to you, are you now religious? Is this now a thing?
You wouldn't talk directly to me about it.
I would ask you, have you now found God? And if you were like, yes, I have, God has got me through the perimenopause.
You fucking wish.
I don't need estrogen.
Are you now pushing me into God?
Maybe.
You are, aren't you?
I mean, honestly, if that was the solution. I've now found that prayer is better than estrogen. I'd be like, okay. Can we still do the podcast?
If only prayer was better than estrogen, but it isn't.
Maybe.
Okay,
there's nothing. To be honest, you haven't tried.
There's nothing.
You haven't tried.
It's the only thing I haven't tried.
Well,
let's be honest.
Well, you could give it a go.
That is our show on 40ish. We're going to be back on Tuesday for a brand new episode of Unfiltered. If you want to be in touch, hello@40ish.co.uk. And we are releasing a self-care club on Monday. Come over to our subscription on Apple Podcasts. For $4.99 a month, you get bonus episodes, ad-free and early access. We'd love to have you. And we'll be back on Tuesday. Bye.